Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. As-salatu was-salamu ala khayri khalqihi Sayyidina wa Maulana Muhammad wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. Amma ba'd. Okay, so let's go to I think first is Al-Mulqiyaf, isn't it? Okay. Again, just before we'll start, I want to give you the main reference to this subject. So we do have two types of references for this. The first is the Greek references. Okay, so it is the Greek philosophers, and the most famous one is his name used to be we call him in Arabic Batalamus. Batalamus. I don't know in English. He should have something different. Maybe Patalamus or something. Yes. So his name is Batalamus, and in the amongst the Arabian authors, the most famous author is Fakhruddin Razi, and you know him. Everyone knows him. Shafi'i scholar, as well as Abdullah al-Ansari al-Antaki. Okay, so I use the second author as my main reference. Okay, so now, as you know, for example, in English scientific, in English science or the contemporary science, we do classify, for example, all of the tiger and all of jaguar and leopard, all of them, we classify them as cats. Am I right? Different cats. But in our knowledge in here, we do not classify them as the same. Okay. For example, we say that tiger and lion, both of them are cats, but they do have two different characters. Okay, so we say zoologically, biologically, they are from the same family, but in terms of character, it's not necessarily the same. Okay, so that's why we have spoken about the tiger and jaguar and all of them the last lecture. Now about the cat. About the cat. Do I have any cats today here? Okay, so if we have one, okay, actually we have one, yeah. Just look at yourself, what you are. It is social person, okay, social, but cheating. Okay, so you may not see the real face. Whatever he says may not be correct, as well as very proud. Okay, it is a person very proud, and normally the cat person will be very handsome. Okay, so it could be one of the best looking ladies, as well as the most handsome gentleman. Okay, yeah, and so that's what it may make them to be proud. Okay, as well as it is the person who likes Porsche style of life. Okay, so if it will be two options, one is to struggle, and the second is to have a comfortable life just by cheating and lying. He doesn't mind to go to the second one. And also it is the person, do you know, we have three type of personalities. One is feminine and one is masculine, and the third one is in between, hermaphrodite. Okay, so the cat is hermaphrodite. Yes. So for example, do you know the man's character? Man's character, he says, I will do it, he will do it. We call it as masculine character, and it's not necessarily with the men, it could be with the ladies also. Okay, and feminine character is like okay, so when I will have a chance, I will do. Okay, so that is feminine. It could be man, but he's feminine man. Okay, but what about the hermaphrodite? He will say yes, 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 but then he will never do it. Okay, we'll call him hermaphrodite. Okay, so the cat man is hermaphrodite personality, and also he lies. Okay, he lies, and sometimes may lie openly also, doesn't mind. Okay, so the feeling of others not that important as his own comfort. And also it is a person who will be attached to the place rather than to the person. For example, let's suppose that I'm Catman, and I'm working in the office, in the company. Okay, and I have my friends there. And one of my friends, best friends who supported me, is being released from the work. And he is saying to me, okay, let's go with me, we'll find something else. I will stay in my office and I will say, bye-bye, see you next, So that is the Catman. Okay, doesn't care about the people. Okay, so he will enjoy the place and position more than the people. Do you understand what I mean? So for example, a masculine man will be engaged with the man more than with the position or the wealth or etc. So he will be happy with the friends in the poverty than being, for example, in the wealthy status but with no man, with no friends. But cat is totally different. Okay, so now, do you have any friends like that? Anyone? Cats are actually very widespread animals, The most widespread animals are, do you know that rats and mice and that category? And the second biggest widespread animals are cats, including the real cat and the other types of cats. Yeah. I mean, all together. Okay, so then the next one is, the next animal is, I'm sorry. The next animal is, do you know that Jarbo? What do they call it? Jarbo. Okay. Do you have any? So how to distinguish? It's normally person will have, when you just look at his face, straight away you can see his ears, Do you understand? There are that type of people. Okay? Straight away you will see the ears. As well as the legs will be slimmer than the body. Legs will be slimmer than the body. As well as the hands will be weaker than the body. Okay, so that is the main character of the Jarbo. Normally it is a filthy people, and also why? Because just keep it in your mind. Whenever, so your personality and your body are one whole. Does make sense? Whenever one will be less, the second will be bigger. Just to back up. Means, for example, you are very weak. Means you will be very, you can say, evil, you can say, thinking person. Why? Because you are weak. So you cannot win your partner with the strength. So you will win the partner with intelligence. Does make sense? Okay, but as stronger is the person, so that less he will have the evil. Okay, but it's again not all the time. Okay, for example, let's say tiger. Okay, tiger. We said it is evil as well as it's a strong man. Okay, but then because of its strong body, definitely something else will be less. Okay, so for example, in some cases, because for example, it is very strong, so self-confidence is there. Okay, so that's why it may not be very generous. Why? Because generosity, sometimes it will be your character, but sometimes it will be your tactic to win. Why? Because you will imagine yourself in the weak situation, and if you will be generous now, you will get it back afterward. So it's not natural thing, but it is some, you can say, things that you are preparing for yourself. Okay. And also it is the person of very weak character. Okay, there is no, when you are making some business project, definitely you have to avoid that type of people. Okay, they never trust themselves, and they are more about, you can say, with the strong people, they will be with the strong people, and they will be having the leftover food. But by themselves, they are unable to do anything. And also, he says, in terms of its evil, it's very big amount of evil in it. And now the next animal is, do you know that lizard, big lizard? Big lizard. You know, it's actually not difficult to read the face of the lizard. Okay, please can you give me how it will look like? Big eyes. Big eyes. Is it necessary? It's not necessary, no. Most of the time, excellent. That's the main distinguishing thing from the rest of the animals. Both of crocodiles as well as the lizards, they will have longer body than the hands and legs. Okay, so there are people, just by looking, you will say, okay, the legs, hands, and the body are not balanced. Okay, so it could be either, it will be crocodile, or either it will be lizard, some type of lizards. So then he says, it has very big portion of patience. So sabr is there. It can bear any type of problems, but in the same time, it is a tale-bearing personality. Okay, so if you have that type of friend, then you have to make sure that in very short period, you are going to lose all of your friends. Why? Because this person is going to make a lot of slander of you. Will make up stories that you said about some certain people. And very soon you are going to stay on your own with no friends. Okay, and also, it is the person of the greatest cheating personality. Okay, so the most important thing in this life is his own benefit. Okay, and even when you find him helping you, so you have to try to understand that he's looking for his own benefit from you, or after your some maybe strength or wealth or etc. And in the same time, it is an animal with no, you can say, certainty, very changing personality. Okay, so for example, you may find him, yesterday he was thinking of setting up food business. And today he will be thinking of maybe buying a house to rent. And the next day he will have something different. So there is no certainty, you know. There is no solidity. Okay. And now, please, can we go to the next type of animals? It is the animals with the hoof. Yes.
Check, we didn't eat the predatory animals.
Didn't we?
Come back to it.
Okay, okay. I'm sorry.
We missed a few. We only did a few.
Okay, what other animals that we did, please?
So we did tiger, lion.
Okay. Is it okay? Is it okay if today, inshallah, we'll complete all of the hoof animals? Okay, and all of them without missing any. And the next week we'll briefly go through these two types. Okay, the rat type as well as the predator animals, just very briefly. Okay, and let's finish the hoof. What do they call? Is it hoof? The leg at the end of the leg. Do you know? For example, a cow has, or the donkey's hoof, isn't it? Yeah, so now we're talking about that type of animals. And the first one is the elephant. Okay, so what is the most, you can say, biggest sign that you can distinguish the elephant from the rest of the animals? First of all, that is one thing. And the second is? Nose, okay, it's a good thing, yeah. Of course, yeah, it is. Okay, big body. And also it doesn't have to be fat. Even lion could be fat, but he's not big. Do you understand? So it is exactly as you said, big body, not fat body. It could be fat or not fat, but big body, large body. Okay? Okay, so that is the elephant. First of all, it is one of the most strongest personalities. Okay, as well as it is very brave. And also, it is the personality with, you can say, high level of enthusiasm. Okay, what do they call that type of personalities? Enthusiastic, maybe. Yeah, so it is that type of personality. So when it grabs something, definitely it will just cut it off. It's easier for the elephant to cut off that thing than to die. Why? Because if it's concerned about something, definitely it will do it. Okay, so it is. I would say, if there will be two personalities, lion leading, and elephant doing, performing, I say that is the best ever company. Okay. Or even goat is good also, in terms of leading, with elephant doing. Okay. And also, it is the personality of, you can say, do you know the people of jokes? Kind personality. Humor. Yeah. So making a lot of jokes, etc. And normally, for example, when I make joke, okay, you find it not all the time suitable to my face, you know? Do you understand what I mean? But when elephant makes fun, even in normal condition, he may make everyone to laugh, but he will stay normal, you know? Do you understand what I mean? So it is his character, okay? But one thing about, the elephant has dark corner in the heart. Be aware of that. Okay, he may serve you for a long time, but when it will be time, he may just step on you and then carry on, you know. Okay, so normally when you are dealing with the people of people with dark corner in your heart, all the time you have to carry on rewarding them. Do you understand what I mean? Because if that dark corner of the heart will be activated, then you can do nothing to stop it. So make sure that that will stay passive. Carry on rewarding them, you know. Sometimes only just beautiful word could be reward. Okay, and if you are eating something, make sure that he eats with you. It's not he's watching and you are eating, you know. And if you bought something, make sure that you will give him small gift, just to keep that dark corner passive, not active. Okay. You know, just for your information, 99% of the animals are evil. So that's what people are. Okay, the 99% of people are evil. Okay, so only one portion, 1 out of 100, are the people naturally good. I'm not talking the person of strength, but it's different thing. Am I right? Person could be very strong, but he could be good. Okay, so I'm talking about evil and good. So 99% of people are evil. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَلَوْ أَعْجَبَكَ كَثْرَةُ الْخَبِيثِ, means, O Prophet, we are going to combine all of the evil natures to throw them into the hell, and you will be amazed by the quantity of the evil. Okay, now even for example, in that hadith, what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala orders Adam alayhi salam, he says, separate the people of paradise from the people of hell. And then Adam alayhi salam says, how to do it? So Allah says, 1 out of 1,000 are going to paradise. Means it's not 99%, but 999% are evil and only 1% are good. Do you understand? Yeah. So, because so far the animals, the character of the animals that we are reading, all of them are negative, negative, negative. You may ask why? Because I said, because that's what majority of the people are. Okay. But then we do not find that much evil. You know, I say you are too, out of the problems. But when you will get engaged with the people, then when you realize that majority of the people are evil. Okay, so many evil things. Okay, so then it is elephant is the I would say man of, it's very into the sexual things actually. So it doesn't matter, men or women, both of them are very into this. Okay, so whenever they will have a chance, they do not release it, they do not let it go. Okay, but what about religion saying no, etc.? Well, religion may not stop them all the time, or most of the time religion will not stop them. Whenever they will have a chance, they will go for it. Now the next is buffalo. How to distinguish the buffalo from others? Yes, please. No, face is not round, but it's just long, you know, long from here. Okay, I don't know. It look, I don't know, Wallah alam. As well as it has, I mean, that person will have small head. Do you understand what I mean by small head? Yes, exactly. So not small face, but head is small. Do you understand? So for example, can you look aside? This is big head. You also look aside. Yes, that is big head. So do you know the distance from the ear to the head is very small. Small head. Doesn't make sense. We don't have any buffalo today here. Actually, one is sitting here. So first of all, it is very intelligent. Okay, it could be professor, it could be doctor, it could be herbalist also. Also, it is the most you can say notable thing in the character is very jealous. Okay, so for example, let's suppose that your wife is like that. Make sure that you do not receive a text message even from your colleagues. Yes.
Shaykh said that buffalo is intelligent.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought what we consider buffalo as not being very intelligent.
No, normally because do you know the English thing and it doesn't match all the time. Do you understand what I mean? Yeah. For example, when we say snake, in the English understanding, it is the evil man. Am I right? But Chinese say it is the most intelligent. Do you understand what I mean? So each of them have their own signs actually. Do you understand? Or for example, owl. In Arabian, in here, owl is the sign of bad, evil. Okay, but what about the Western thing? Wisdom. Do you understand? Okay, so that's why they do have different way of reading the face. Do you understand what I mean? Yes, it's like that.
Some people like have an insult there
Sorry?
like in India as well, area, there's an insult and they call someone like Uluka Patal, which means a child of an owl. That's I think.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, animals in different culture mean different things. Okay, but then if you want to read them face according to the, for example, if you want to say that all is wisdom, then you have to get the Western sign feature. Do you understand? But if you will take all as evil, then you have to get the features according to the Arabians. That does make sense. Yes, so it is like that. And then, so it is very jealous person. Jealousy is maybe number one, maybe. Let's suppose that you are married to a buffalo lady. Okay, so then in terms of implementing the Sunnah of Rasulullah, forget about that. Okay, so for the Sunnah of Rasulullah, you had to marry the sheep lady. Okay, or one of the types of the birds. Okay, or you being lion could marry lioness, then you could implement the Sunnah. But you are married to buffalo lady, no. forget about the sunnah, say, Ya Rasulullah, please forgive me, I'm not implementing your sunnah, I'm unable. I don't want to die, please. Okay? Yeah, so, you know, most of the ladies are jealous. They think that they are unable to bear. But some of them can bear it, you know. If you will have second and third wife, some of them can bear it. But because it's like a public thing, do you know the media and TV created that thing, you know. So all of the ladies will think that I'm unable. But when they fall into that situation, then character will come out. So if it is buffalo lady, definitely it's not going to go well. But if it is sheep lady, then she may bear it, you know. She may just say, okay, let it go then. Okay. And also, it is a person of, you can say, do you know the people who never forgive you? You do wrong to them, okay, and then they will just keep it for a long time. Sorry? Grudge. Grudge, yeah. So like a camel. Okay, so for example, normally you insult me for a couple of times, well, it's just gone, you know. But with them, it's never gone. They will keep it in their mind all the time. And also another thing, it is the person who is not very sociable with the strangers, cannot get with the strangers very well. Okay. Next is a cow. There will not be big difference between cow and buffalo in terms of how they look like, but then there could be 2-3 main differences. What do you think it could be? So, yes.
The cow doesn't keep the grudge.
No. I'm talking about the features. The main thing is ears. Yes, so with the buffalo, normally it will be big and longer ears. Okay, but with cow, it's not all the time like that. Okay, but in terms of having a long face, both have. Okay, but then buffalo will have triangle long face, you know. Do you understand? So, for example, today, do I have, please, what's your name? Yeah. Look at me. No. So triangle face is like him. Triangle face is like no. I'm not talking. I'm talking about him. So my face is also triangle, but not long. Do you understand? My face is also triangle, but not long also. Okay, but with the buffalo, it will be long as well as triangle. But what about the cow? It will be long but not triangle, but it will be square. Do you know the long one? Yeah, rectangle. Yes. With cow, not all the time, but with buffalo is 100%. Yeah. So that's how you can just distinguish. But in terms of the how hands and legs and body balance, it's the same. Both of them are same. And then with the cow, it's very sociable. Okay, so even with the strangers, doesn't mind. It's okay. And also, it again has very strong patience. Okay, a lot of sabr. But it's normally the personalities. Do you know the sad personalities? Do you understand what I mean? Sad personalities. For example, if it chooses the music, it will choose the most sad music. And whenever it chooses the clothes, it will choose the most sad and colors. For example, black, brown. Okay, so the bright colors, for example, yellow, and that is not there. Okay, and also if there are two options, either it's like a lights on and off, he will prefer the off. Sad personality, you know. It's not because of the problems that he had in the past, but it is just characters like that. And also, it's also into the sexual problems. Okay, so it is the personality with with that thing. And also it is brave, courage. So courage with both of them. And normally it is the personalities with how to explain it? Do you know it's not the personality to whom you should give a flower in the birthday, but you should give maybe chocolates. Do you understand what I mean? It's not like a philosophic, spiritual person, but it's more about like material, money. Do you understand? Yeah. So even if you will give him a flower, it will eat the flower. Okay, so that's thing. And the next animal is a camel. First of all, it is an animal. Okay, how to distinguish? Long. Okay, a long. But then, do you know the giraffe also will have that thing? Okay, so it's very difficult to distinguish. Well, okay. Yes, correct, yes. Both of the legs and hands are long. Okay, but when it's with the giraffe, it's not all the time like that. Yes, correct. Legs in comparison to the hands with the giraffe, it will be shorter. Legs will be shorter. But with the camel, both of them are long. And long neck. Okay. Normally, long neck will be the sign of you can say low intelligence. Long neck. Okay, but with the women, long neck is you can say it's the sign of a bit caprices. You know, do you know the women with the caprices? You buy a golden ring, they will say, I never asked golden ring, I was asking for the earring. You will buy earring, they will say, I was asking for the ring. You buy a ring, they ask, no, I said the bracelet. Do you know the caprices? Yeah. Okay, anyway. So it is camel. The most you can say visible thing in the camel, he, in terms of forgiving the people, is zero or even under zero. Never forgives. Okay, even if you reward, no, he has to take revenge. Okay, and also another thing is the people of the mountains of passions, very sabur, you know. Okay, so and also another thing in terms of knowledge, it is the last people. Knowledge is not their food. Okay, and also it is the when they are generous to the level of west, you know, westing. Okay, what do they call that type of people? They cannot keep things at all. They just give away, you know. So it is the same as, for example, you have a friend who will just give away everything for you, but if you insult him once, definitely he will take revenge on very, very bad manner. Okay, in the place in which you feel the weakest, he will take revenge then. Okay, so it is the personality with whom you should be very careful. And then giraffe. So we did describe. So it's the person with long neck, and most of the time they will have small head in comparison to the body. Okay, so maybe when you bring him to me, so maybe his head will be bigger than mine. But when you compare his own head to his body, you say it is small head. Okay, with long neck. Okay. It is actually the person, I would say, light personality. Okay, light personality. So it's not like a cow, heavy personality, but light personality. So for example, with the cow, when you are annoyed from the cow, you will just say, get lost from here, he will just stay there, you know. But with the giraffe, if you are annoyed, it will just leave by itself, you know. So light personality. And also, it's again the same problem, ignorance. Okay, I don't know. Normally, as I said, do you know the people with long neck, it's widely accepted that their intelligence is not the highest one. Okay, so according to that, their knowledge will not be the best also. Okay, so they are the worst ever in terms of the knowledge. And also, it is the person who likes to spend wasted time in playing and enjoyments and entertaining. It's the person who can just switch on TV and spend whole day and whole night also. Okay, but there are some issues that he has to do. Well, never mind. Let's carry on watching. Okay, as well as it's the person of it's very you can say proud person. How to say? It's not the person. Do you know the pride? Yes, they they over-evaluate themselves all the time. Okay, sorry. Yeah, exactly. For example, let's say that I have 10,000 pounds, but I will say I have a couple of millions. Okay. Or for example, I will say, let's suppose that I have 3 wives. Do you know that, you know? But I don't have even one. You know? It's that type of things, making up stories, you know? I think most of the people, they go through that period in their life, am I right? Okay, so I remember when there used to be, do you know when mobile phones came first? Okay, in that time I was in Syria. I used to have some friends actually, they would be holding the broken and damaged mobile phones, you know, out of just showing off, you know, time to time just holding it. Do you understand what I mean? Yeah, so, but with giraffe, it's just nature, all the time it's there. Okay. And also the next animal is, do you know the animal which is wild cow? We call it nu, I think. Nu cow? Yeah, it is called nu. Do you know normally it lives in savannas, and normally lion hunts some certain type of cow. Yeah, exactly, yeah. So it is nu. Nu, they call it. It is brown, yes.
And it has like a lot of hair.
Yeah, correct, yeah. What do they call it?
Wildebeest.
Wildebeest. Okay, so that's what we're talking about. Okay, so first of all, it is a person of, you can say, no morals. There is no any morals. No behaving, no morals. No religion, no nothing. As well as, it is the person who is not accessible. You cannot get an access, you know. Do you know, what do they call it? Reachable, easily reachable. What do they call it? So, yeah, exactly. So you cannot get through to them, you know. You cannot set up some friendship. Okay, wild people. As well as they make fun a lot. They make fun of people a lot. Okay, so you are sitting and you are his friend, you know. But he may just, you can say, insult you by making up fun out of you, you know, about you. As well as it is the person with, it's very greedy person with ignorance. Okay, so it is the person with no brain actually. And it is very greedy but very, very brave. Very brave personality. Okay, so next is the wild sheep. The wild sheep. Not domestic, but wild. How to know them? How to distinguish them? Normally, it is very hairy people. Okay, so but then you have to be very smart because most of the Asians are hairy. So then you have to work it out according to that standard. Do you know what I mean? So for example, Chinese people, they don't have any. But as you know, 2 animals are very hairy. One is lion and one is wild sheep. Okay, so even according to the Chinese, they do call some certain level people, according to them, hairy. Do you understand what I mean? Yeah. So, but then what about Asians? Most of the Asian men are hairy, you know. Okay, so then Asians, they do have their own standards. Do you understand what I mean? Yeah. So you have to be careful about that actually. And normally, as far as I know, I'm sorry to mention it in here. So because as you know, lion is hairy as well as sheep. But there are two main differences. Oh, there are other differences, but the main ones, the hair of the lion will be mainly in the chest and the back. Okay, but the sheep is everywhere in the body, you know. That's one thing. And the second difference, do you know the back of the sheep is big, but with the lion he doesn't have back. It's from the behind, just straight, you know, flat. Okay, so it is wild sheep is ignorant but very strong and ignorant. Sorry? Sorry? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So even they could be learned, but they will remain ignorant. You know? Do you understand? Yeah. The next is a goat. How to distinguish the goat? So normally the goat will have very showing neck, not long but showing. Okay. So the first thing, it is the bright personality in terms of being very smart personality. And it is a person, if it is a man, then even the female, they are very, you can say, well off in the sexual side. They are they very rarely complain about that side. Okay, so when you go to the surgery, so the less people to complain, it could be lions, tigers, as well as goats in terms of the sexual disability. Okay, so they do have really high potentiality of that side, and they have it's the people who like to play games, different types of games. So for example, if you want to play something, let's say that what do they call that new Counter-Strike? Do you know the fighting game? Call of Duty. So make sure that you are in the team of the goat, not against the team of the goat. Why? Because he's going to eat you all. Okay. And also, it is the person who can make hole and put like a carpet on top and invite you to have a food. And he will be sitting on the ground, but when you come to sit, you fall into that hole. So just be careful. As well as it's the person, very open person, open in terms of whatever he has inside, he will just express it, you know. For example, I'm finding you negative in some certain things. You are greedy, you are this, you are that. So, because for example, let's say that I'm lion, I will never mention it in front of yourself, as well as in front of the people also. Okay, if I would be lizard, I wouldn't mention it in front of you, but I would mention it in front of others. But with the goat, he mentions it in front of your face, but he may not say it behind your back. Okay, so he will just express whatever he thinks about you. He says, you are just whatever, you know, you're just ignorant, you're this. So he will just say it off on your face. And it is most of the goats are leaders, or at least they do have a personality of the leaders, and somehow they make their way of being a leader. For example, many managers, many directors, or many heads of some project will be goats. Okay, but if you just follow them, secretly they do have some certain person who will be guiding them. Okay, so on their own they may not be the best leaders, but because of that person, the secret friend. Okay, but most of the time we do not know who is that person. We think that it's just normal. It could be lady. We think that it's just husband and wife, or just boyfriend, but it is the goat taking advice from that person. But it's very difficult to disclose that. And also it is them classified in the highest level of the courage, very brave people. Or in the less minimum level, they in the first period of the problem, they will be the first people to jump out, okay, and after that they will step back. Do you understand? Yeah. So, or otherwise, normally they are very brave people, the people of courage. The next is domestic male sheep. Domestic sheep. It is person of quick understanding and has big portion of wisdom, and it is very sociable, very easy to get through. And normally, do you know, when you go, you are a stranger, you are new in some community, and when you get into that community, the first person comes to you smiling, it will be sheep, domestic sheep. And also, it is a personality with no evil in it. Do you know the meaning of evil? So he's not hiding something to do to you, you know? So there is no evil in it. And it's very brave, but likes to play a lot and likes to have a lot of sexual activities. So these two negative things. One thing, he's the man of playing. Okay, so for example, let's suppose that two people are playing that duty of Call of Duty. Goat with the domestic sheep. 100% goat will be stronger. Why? Because goat will be playing out of, because that's what he's created for. Okay, but when sheep will be playing just out of fun, you know, just to waste the time, you know. Yeah. But both of them are into the games. They love games. Do I have sheep here today? I would love to be, because there is no evil. Yeah.
Don't say about sheep that they easily controlled, easily influenced.
There are female sheep, yes. And they never criticize, they never fight back. But with male sheep, what I was describing, because female sheep is not brave, but male domestic sheep is very brave. Okay, it can fight back. It will fight back.
Female sheep, do they fight back?
Sorry?
The female sheep, do they fight back?
No, no. And also, but the good thing about all types of domestic sheep, they don't have any evil inside. Okay, because normally, just keep in your mind, the female animal of any type of animals will be more, a negative side will be stronger. Do you understand? Yeah, so for example, male tiger is very greedy, but tigress will be much more greedier. Do you understand? So it's like that. Okay.
So do you know the sheep's face? How can you tell?
Okay, what do you think?
Long.
Yeah, of course. I mean, cow, all of the goat, all of them will have long. Okay, but the difference between the goat and sheep, goat will have, do you know, there is no flesh in the face. Do you understand what I mean? But when it's with the sheep, both of male and female, they will have flesh on the face. Okay, as well as the body of the goat will not be fat, even if it is big, but it will not be fat. Do you understand? But what about the sheep? It will stay large even if it's slim, you know. Okay, so you should work it out. You should work it out. The next is horse. First of all, it is very positive animal. It is very strong and it is kind. Okay, so kind means, do you know the person with whom whenever you make joke, he will reply you back joking, you know. So there are some personalities, when you make joke with them, they will never reply, you know. Do you understand what I mean? What do you call that type of personality? You know, they will let you down when you joke with them. They will make you to feel bad, you know. But with a horse, he will entertain with you. Okay, so maybe let's suppose that you are imitating some hero, movie hero. Okay, he will imitate with you, you know. He will not let you down. Do you understand? So that's what horse is. So a good personality, kind. As well as it's very sociable and very patient. And only the negativity could be that it's proud, very proud animal. And I would say it's self-respecting. Maybe it's good. What do you think? Yeah, so for example, let's say that you will sit down and you will buy, do you know, the second-hand things. He will not come to buy with you. Do you understand? So proud, self-respecting. Yeah, and very brave, but time to time they may fall into the illusions. That's the problem. Okay, for example, let's suppose that there are enemy. He will just jump into the enemy side thinking that he can finish off all of them. But when he falls, then he sees that they're much stronger. So there is a bit of illusion, you know. A donkey, what do you think about donkey? Is it good or bad? First of all, it is a people of envy and jealousy. Stupidity is number one. The purest stupidity with the donkeys, so that's why they're ignorant most of the time. And it's not reachable. Personality that we cannot build up, you can say friendship. And it is very cheating and lying and very into the sexual things. And what about the mule? So it is something between the horse and donkey, because it is produced by them. So that's why it is very brave as a horse, as well as donkey is also brave. And as you know, donkey has envy. Horse doesn't have, so the mule will be in between. Small amount of envy, but envy is there. And it will have very tough personality. Tough personality in terms of, as I said, like a cow, you know. It's not the person to whom you can mention the philosophical wisdom, you know. Do you understand? Yeah. Anyway, inshallah, we are going to stop here because the next paragraph is the sea animals or water animals, including the frogs, including the crocodiles and other things. Inshallah, the next time, if you can just remind me, very briefly, we'll go with the predator animals as well as that animals, you know, the raccoon type animals. Inshallah. Okay, alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen.